In search of sanity. Hello, thanks for once again allowing LilyBell to take you beneath the crust, where I talk about what you're afraid to think about. I'm so glad you're back. Grateful rising. Elizabeth Jennings. I'm not my ancestor. This is often said by black youth. When the black youth says, I'm not my ancestor, he says it with such bravado, as if it's something to be proud of. If you were your ancestor, you'd be out taking a stand against racial injustice. I'm not my ancestor, you say? What if you were? Elizabeth Jennings. On a hot summer morning in July 1854, Elizabeth Jennings, a 24-year-old black school teacher on her way to church, boarded a 3rd Avenue Railroad Company horse car at Pearl and Chapman Street in Lower Manhattan. Soon after boarding, Jennings was ordered to get off the horse car and told to wait for a car that served African American passengers. At the time, all public transportation in New York was privately owned. Some omnibuses and horse cars displayed signs announcing colored persons allowed, but these segregated vehicles was few and far between. New York City black residents were expected to walk. Public transportation was rarely available. Jennings ignored the conductor's orders and resisted his attempt to remove her physically. Finally, with the aid of a policeman, he succeeded in forcing her off. The black community was enraged, and the day after the incident, they held a rally at Jennings' church. Just as Rosa Parks would a century later, Jennings took her case to court. She sued the driver, the conductor, and the 3rd Avenue Railway. Remarkably, Jennings was represented by a 24-year-old lawyer, Chester A. Arthur, then just a junior partner at Cover, Parker, and Arthur. Chester A. Arthur later became the 21st President of the United States. In 1855, Judge Rockwell of the Brooklyn Circuit Court ruled colored persons, if sober, well-behaved, and free from diseases, had the same rights as others and could neither be excluded by the rules of the company nor by force of violence. Jennings won her suit and was awarded damages. In 1873, the New York State legislature passed a Civil Rights Act which explicitly outlawed discrimination on public transportation in the city. Thus, more than 30 years before the New York City subway opened, all transit lines in New York City was integrated by the law. Let's listen to Elizabeth Jennings in her own words. I'm Elizabeth Jennings. I, a 24-year-old school teacher, on Sunday, July 16, 1854, was on my way to the First Colored Congregational Church on 6th Street and 2nd Avenue in New York to perform as the organist. This is what the New York Tribune wrote about me in February 1855. She got up on one of the company cars last summer on the Sabbath to ride to church. The conductor undertook to get her off, first alleging the car was full. When that was shown to be false, he pretended other passengers were displeased at her presence, but when she insisted on her rights, he took hold of her by force to expel her. She resisted. The conductor got her down to the platform, jammed her bonnet, soiled her dress, and injured her person. Quite a crowd gathered, but she effectually resisted. Finally, after the car had gone on further, with the aid of a policeman, they succeeded in removing her. I sued the company, the driver, and the conductor. The jury agreed to give me $225, and the courts added 10% plus my expenses. Now this is LilyBell saying this. You know, that's about $10,000 in today's dollars. Subscribe, comment, like, and share. Support our youth. Reach out to the young brother who dropped the beats. Spacemanfalcon at gmail.com. Support our youth in any way you can. Keep on churning till the butter comes. Albert C. Richardson, a black man, patent the butter churn U.S. patent number 446470, February 17th, 1891. I'm LilyBell. I'm just trying to create a dialogue. I leave you with this. If they close my book, you remember my story. Racist conductor, you disrespected Elizabeth Jennings. Why did you do it? Turner Runner production. Lock and load. LilyBell. Be encouraged.